Joy and pleasure to millions of music lovers.
Hey guys, it's me, Alia, and I'll be taking you along for a What I Eat in a Week video. We're starting off with Sunday when we went to Trader Joe's and grabbed a few essentials like orange juice and tomatoes. I've been really obsessed with tomatoes lately, so I got 2 different kinds. Then we got some sauces, because you can never go wrong with a few extra sauces, as well as veggies. And we all know that Trader Joe's has a really good variety of salad kits, so I picked up a few of those like this one right here, as well as some dips. A little Mediterranean style hummus goes a long way. Also got some cauliflower thins because everyone's been raging about them, so I had to jump on that. And some shredded cheese, a few soups to keep me company on a rainy day, and some kimchi for a little spice in my life. And that's about all we picked up from Trader Joe's on Sunday. And on our way home, we also picked up a little coffee. I got an oat milk latte, and that is about it for Sunday. On Monday, I was actually working, so I didn't have any breakfast. I had this big salad from work with grilled veggies, corn, arugula, and grilled tofu. And it also had a little bit of hummus and olive oil for the dressing. And here I just have a little kombucha that I picked up after work. Dinner was super simple. Started out with a couple fingerling potatoes that I cut up and dressed in some olive oil with onion, salt, and garlic powder, and just sprinkled it on top and tossed it all together. And while the potatoes are getting nice and crisp in the oven, I grabbed these meatless meatballs from Gardein and tossed them in a little bit of avocado oil. And while those are going, I opened up this onion kale slaw kit that I got from Trader Joe's on Sunday and put together 2 salads for Yoni and I. It came with some cheese, some dressing that was really yummy, as well as some walnuts. I also had some leftover quinoa from the other day, so I spread it between the 2 bowls, and some baby spinach for extra greens, as well as the roasted potatoes that just came out of the oven. And then I added the cheese right on top and started breaking up all the meatballs to add to each individual bowl. And then of course drizzled the oniony delicious dressing that I highly recommend you guys try. And honestly, this salad was so good and so filling, and it made it so much easier because we had the kit that came from Trader Joe's. And while that was our dinner, I must say I was really feeling something sweet, so don't make fun of me, but we made some banana pancakes at around 10 p.m. I think it was, and I just took this recipe off YouTube. All that went into the recipe were just some old-fashioned oats and a mixture of mashed up banana and I think 2 eggs with cinnamon and baking powder. And yes, I did mash up the banana without actually needing to, since it all became one in the blender, but I just did it anyways. And I started making my cute little pancakes, midnight pancake dessert vibes. They were actually really, really good. I just cut up some strawberries, and as you can see here, just more pancakes. And a cute little montage of me making my pancakes with peanut butter, strawberries, and a little maple syrup for my Canadian friends. I'm sorry, I'm having way too much fun with my first voiceover video, but here's another montage of me eating these beautiful pancakes that I made. And the last thing that I do before I go to bed is actually make some cold brew for the morning. And I love using the Chamberlain coffee steeped bags. If you haven't seen my review of Emma Chamberlain's new coffee blends, I highly suggest you do and give it some love for your girl Al's. But they're super easy to use. I will link the video up above on the screen. And honestly, the cold brew is just gonna taste so good tomorrow morning. On Tuesdays, I'm actually home. I don't go to work, so it was an early morning because I had a lot of studying. So I grabbed my freshly brewed cold brew and packed a mason jar, as any millennial would, with a lot of ice, and poured this beautiful coffee in the jar. I top it off with some oat milk and vegan creamer from Nut Pods, the French vanilla flavor. And I gave it a little stir, and it woke me up and ready to make some brekkie. today was a simple breakfast. I wanted to make a scramble with some green onions, a little red pepper action. And then I just went ahead and started chopping off the red pepper and the green onion. This might be weird, but I find it really, really calming whenever I'm chopping up a bunch of veggies, and I kind of use it like a form of meditation. Honestly, I feel like I can't be the only person that's ever actually enjoyed chopping off veggies, and if you're in this with me, let's make this the new 2021 trend, chopping veggies for feeling better about ourselves and the world around us. Let's make it a thing. Comment down below if you're here with me. But anyways, as you can see, I am going to toast a bagel, and I'm just gonna saute my red pepper and my onion in a little bit of butter, and then I added the spinach for some extra greens. And then we're just gonna scramble it up. And let's not forget about my beautiful bagel that I will top with this beautiful chive cream cheese that I got from Blazing Bagel. If you're a Seattleite watching this video, you have to go try Blazing Bagels. They're the best bagels in Seattle. And for lunch today, I actually kept it super simple and light because it was still early, but I had a Zoom meeting that I had to get on for school. So I just chopped up some tomato and some cucumber and paired it with some flatbread that I also got from Trader Joe's in the garlic flavor. And on the side, I just put some Middle Eastern thick kefir yogurt as well as some beautiful hummus. I mean, look at that deliciousness. And that was lunch because I literally had to eat in like 3 seconds. And then I actually had a second lunch because I was really hungry after my meeting, and my other lunch was really small. So I had some soup with these cauliflower thins, and they're actually so good, and I totally get the hype around them. And then for dinner, I was just working on this lemon garlic chicken recipe that I got from Bon Appetit. I will link it down below, but it was just some chopped up shallots and garlic, as well as a few slices of lemon. And the chicken is just getting crispy on the skin side, and I added the lemons and actually put it in the oven for a few minutes while I got a pot of pasta going. I then put the chicken on a separate plate and added the aromatics in there until they became soft and caramelized, and then deglazed the pan with some white dry wine and some water to create the sauce for all of the pasta. And even though this recipe is actually just for the chicken, I wanted it to become a whole meal, so that's why I boiled some pasta on the side, and then I added it to the same pan, and it became this beautiful saucy pasta chicken recipe. And on Wednesday, I was at work, so I just had an over easy egg with some sauteed greens and tomatoes, as well as a bagel, just toasted with butter and my drip coffee. For lunch when I got home, I actually just grabbed an avocado toast from work, so that's why it looks extra fancy. But I added this South African smoke seasoning blend that I got from Trader Joe's, and honestly, anything that I put this seasoning on, it just becomes better. I have no idea what it's in it, but it's so much better. I highly recommend you get it. Dinner time was a little bit of an experiment on this day just because we were doing a recipe that we've never tried before, but it is a recipe for Persian rice. I got it from Bon Appetit, again, my favorites. And I basically just got some garlic and some onion going on in the pan, and then I added some salt and pepper to start. And then I went ahead and added some tomato paste and cooked it out until it was caramelized. Then we added the fresh tomatoes in the pan and just cooked them out for a while. Then we added some cinnamon and turmeric to the tomatoes and cooked them all together a little bit longer to bloom the spices. Then we went ahead and actually added the rice We chose jasmine rice, but it can be any long grain. And then we also rinsed it so we can get out that extra starch. And then we added a few cups of water and bring it to a simmer, and that's basically what the rice is going to be cooking in. And to just add some freshness, I made a side salad with some cucumber and red onion that just went on top of the rice. And I also added some falafels that I got from Trader Joe's. They were just frozen and I baked them in the oven. This was actually the week of the elections, and I just wanted to eat my feelings from all of the stress of everything going on, so I made another snack with just some bagel and jam. I am back at work on Thursday, and I'm actually having my morning coffee with a delicious Macrina Bakery cinnamon roll that I just have such a hard time to resist. And I mean, look at these. Look at everything that I have to try and resist every single day I'm at work. And now it's lunchtime, so I'm just putting in my meal of the day and putting it on the line. And for breakfast / lunch, I just had a nice and simple BLT sandwich. For lunch, when I got home, I had this pumpkin bisque from Trader Joe's and this veggies and greens salad kit, also from Trader Joe's, because this video is not sponsored by Trader Joe's. I wish it was, but it unfortunately isn't, hopefully in the future. But I actually love this salad kit. It's one of my favorites. It has this sesame, ginger, honey, miso dressing. And the soup was also really good, and of course I had to top it with more of that South African smoked seasoning blend because it honestly just makes everything better. And here comes dinner time, when we just had some chicken thighs that I seasoned with basically whatever seasoning I had in the pantry, but it tasted really good. And then we had it with that tomato Persian rice from the other night, and of course a side of green salad, because you gotta keep that balance, baby. On Friday, I was actually really busy, so I didn't really have time to make anything really interesting or cool for you guys. So I just made a bowl of my homemade granola that I made a few weeks ago and topped it with strawberries and some oat milk. Super simple, but honestly so yummy. And yes, I do watch YouTube videos early in the morning while I'm also filming a YouTube video and having breakfast, because I guess I'm just obsessed with it at this point. This is actually one of the meals that I cook very often, and it's basically just burritos, but I usually make them for breakfast, so I add some scrambled eggs, as you can see right here, but you can always do that for extra protein when you're having lunch. So I usually just have the tortilla with some spinach, and I top it with some scrambled eggs and some black beans, as well as some avocado on top. And I'm trying to get better at using everything in the fridge that I have left over, so I incorporated some of the leftover Persian rice, as well as a little bit of cheese on top and some salsa. And I hope my mom's not gonna be mad at me when she watches this, but for dinner I just had some salsa and some tortilla chips, and honestly, I'm not regretting it. This video is only supposed to go until Friday, but I really wanted to show you guys these beautiful and amazing pancakes I made on Saturday. So here's a little montage of Saturday's brunch. I do want to say thank you for clicking on this video and for giving it a chance. And if you're still here with me at the end of the video, I love you. You are great. You are awesome. If you do want to see more, you know the drill. You can go subscribe, you can go like, you can go comment, whatever your heart desires. I highly appreciate you. And see you guys next time for whatever I come up with to film next. Bye!